Hey, it's ArchDad, and I'm back with a fresh install of Arch Linux and KDE Plasma. And in this video, I'm going to show you what some of the initial tweaks are that I make to a fresh install of KDE Plasma on top of Arch. So when you first start up, you'll see the Welcome Center. You can go through this if you'd like, or just skip it. And I am going to switch to dark mode because I don't want to look at this in light right now. So I'm going to go search for colors, and then click on global theme, and you can click on Breeze Dark and select desktop and window layout as well too. If you made any changes previously and you select this, it's going to overwrite them and reset it back to what you're going to see here right now with the bar down there. So if you made any changes to the position or icons or anything that's on there, don't select that checkbox because otherwise it's going to wipe it all out for you. And now that we're in dark mode, I'm going to click on login screen SDDM because by default, it doesn't really have a good design on the SDDM that comes right out of the Arch install. So I'm going to go with Breeze and apply. So next time I log in, it's going to look a lot better than the original version that just came out of the Arch install. Now I'm going to move this bar. I had been running it down here for a while, but lately I've been using it up top and I quite like that. So I'm going to right click on the desktop, enter edit mode, click on this panel, and then set position up top. And I'm also going to stop it from floating. You can keep it floating if you want, but I like it when it's nice and flush against the top of the screen. And then just shrink this down a little bit. And there we go. Got the bar up top. What I also like to do is add on some CPU and memory monitoring into the bar. So go back to edit mode and right click, add or manage widgets. And then I'm just going to search for CPU, or sorry, not GPU, CPU. And then drag this total CPU use up here, just to the left of that separator. And then do the same for memory. Drag it over there. And then just, I think, yeah, there we go. Have the CPU on the left and the memory on the right. And now we've got just with a quick glance, I can see what's going on with my computer. Now I'm going to change this icon right here by right-clicking on it, configure application launcher, and then click on the icon and choose. You can select whatever you want, like this alligator, I guess, if you wanted, but I like to go down to Other and then just change it up to the Arch Linux logo. It's just nice and clean, and it looks visually good for me. I'm going to remove these things I don't need from the task manager. And this is OBS, if you're wondering, just what I'm using to record my screen right now. That's the only thing I installed on this system since refreshing it. So without that, I couldn't do the recording. So anyway, it's a clean install plus OBS just to record the screen. And then one other thing, because I have my bar up here, my application launcher is right there. What often happens is this. I go to try and click on it, and then I'm in that, and I end up messing around a bit. So what I'm going to do is search for corners. I guess screen edges was the actual right term for it. And from here, you can configure them to do whatever you want. But you can see the top left one was set to overview. I'm just going to change that to no action and then make top right become overview because I'm not going to be heading up there as often. And if you want to change anything else, you can, or you can just completely eliminate this altogether if you'd like. But that's something that I like to do initially just to make sure it's all going to work. Now that we are visually happy with what we have here, it's time to install yay, which is going to be our way of getting things from the AUR, which is the Arch user repository. And while I have console open, I'm going to right click and pin that to the taskbar so it stays up there. And then I'll just make this larger so you can see it easier. And I am going to just make sure everything is up to date. And it is. So then install git. And now we're in my home directory still right now. So I'm just going to make a directory called repos and change into it, so that anything I get cloned in the future, I'm going to put it here so it's nice and organized. It's not just flooding my home directory with a bunch of different things that I've cloned into. So now we're going to git clone aur.archlinux.org / not git, yay.git. And now if you see, there's a directory called yay, so we're going to go into it. You can see what's in there. There's a package build, so we can just go make pkg si, and it's going to go through the process of installing yay. It does go first, and then it's going to do yay after that. So we'll just let that run right now. All right, we got yay. So just to check, confirm the version of that. So yay -- version. Now that we have yay, we need to use that to get my browser of choice installed. But before we do that, I'm just going to show you how you can use yay and Pacman together. And it's as simple as just typing yay, and you'll notice that it does what Pacman is already doing. I'll just run that so you can see. So if you run Pacman SYU, see core extra and multilib, core extra multilib, it already does it, but running just Pacman doesn't search the AUR for any updates. But doing yay does both of them. Now let's install a tool that's going to take things a little bit further with yay and Pacman and allow for automatic snapshots to be taken before and after installing new packages with either of them. So if we just look at my Snapper setup right now, it's just recording. I think it's doing them hourly right now with the default install of Snapper. But what we can do is install snap-pac. And now when we run, so maybe not from that first one there, but from now on, when we install new things, it's going to make a snapshot before and after. And that is with using yay or Pacman. And that's very handy, because if you do install something that you don't want, or you totally screw something up, then you can have those snapshots handy that you can roll back to if you need to. I'll make another video on that sometime in the future, but for now, just installing snap-pac is going to set that up for you. So with yay, we're going to install our browser because we didn't have one installed with the default archinstall. So I'm going to choose Librewolf bin. If you don't do -bin on Librewolf, if you choose this for your browser, it's going to pull it in from source and then compile it. It's going to take a lot longer than just doing it by pulling in the binary. I'm just going to go enter for the defaults. Import yes. Proceed yes. And now proceed with installation yes. Done. So now we should have Librewolf. It's there. Just open it up to confirm that it's working, and it is. So pin that to the task manager, and there it is. If you're looking to run VLC on a fresh install of Arch with KDE Plasma, it's very easy to install it. Just go to your console or your terminal, whatever one you choose to use, and then sudo pacman s and then needed just in case, VLC. And it's going to install all the packages and everything you need to have VLC on your system. But it's not this simple. We're going to see here, we got VLC. We'll just add it to our favorites. And I'll just give you an example here. If we try and open up a video, first let's turn off this metadata network access. You'll see a codec not supported. Can't play H.264 right out of the box. Very strange. You think VLC can play anything you throw at it, which is pretty accurate. But one thing that it needs here in Arch is the VLC plugin FFMPEG. Now that we have that installed, let's go back and try to watch the video. And it works. So it's as simple as that. All you need to do is, after installing VLC, just install the VLC plugin FFmpeg via Pacman, and you'll be able to watch your videos. And I believe because it's a plugin to FFmpeg, that's going to cover most, if not all, of the necessary codecs to watch your videos of choice here on Arch with VLC. So there you go. Those are my first steps that I run every single time I reinstall Arch Linux on a new computer with KDE Plasma. I hope that helped. If you have any questions, drop a comment. If you have any other tips on how you might do something better, also drop a comment, because we can all learn from each other and help streamline our processes and make everything just smoother going forward. So talk to you later, and happy holidays.